And hello everybody, welcome back to RFC News. We've got a big one for you today, guys, as a shock twist has emerged that's left Rangers fans sweating the worst possible outcome. Now, of course, we are in the midst of a title race, 8 games to go. Every game is a must-win from now until the end of the season. It's simple as that. Each of the teams, Rangers, Hearts, and Celtic, are with a chance of winning this league title. It's he who performs the best in these last 8 games that will obviously win the title. Now, we've got Aberdeen next on Saturday. No excuses for me, guys. I think at Ibrox, we've got a good few games coming up in terms of 2 home games on the bounce that need to be 6 points. We can't be dropping any more points at home. However, there has been a huge development here, guys, and we're going to be discussing that now. But first, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more. So, guys, Mohammed Diamande, I do think we're a better side with Diamande in the team. However, we are facing a major injury sweat for the title run-in amid concerns that Mohammed Diamande might be set for a stretch on the sidelines. Now, Diamande started the match, of course, in the Scottish Cup quarter-final against Celtic, but was replaced by Chukwueze at half-time. The Ivorian didn't even make it on Danny Rowe's bench for the win against St. Mirren. And now we're starting to understand that Diamande was ruled out of the matchday squad due to suffering a gruesome injury during the first half of the Old Firm match. And now it's feared that Diamande may have suffered a dislocation of the shoulder in the Old Firm game, with the full extent of the damage remaining unclear. Sources are claiming that the worst case scenario may require surgery. It's suspected that the bone popped out of the joint during the game, and if Diamande does need to go under the knife, it could potentially rule out the midfielder for the rest of the campaign. Now, again, this is obviously not the news that we want to hear from the 24-year-old. He's been a good player, to be fair. He has been a really, really good player for us. But obviously, Rangers fans are sweating the worst possible outcome, which could be him out for the remainder of the season. But we'll find out. Again, best case scenario, Diamande could be given the green light to join the squad in a couple of weeks. But the severity of this injury is judged to maybe be quite serious here. So it is an interesting one. Ironically, Connor Barron has returned back from a knee injury, but certainly I do believe that he is a pivotal player and a better player. I mean, Rangers are a better team with Diamande in the side. So we'll have to wait to see what happens with regard to Diamande. In other news, James Tavernier offered a timely reminder of his enduring value to Rangers with a composed and assured return to the starting 11 in Sunday's narrow victory over St. Mirren. Brought back into the side alongside Tochi Chukwueze and JD Gassama, the experienced fullback replaced Dujon Sterling, Andreas Skov Olsen, and Mohammed Diamande in a selection call that hinted at a more measured, controlled approach. Having been left out of the recent Old Firm clash with Celtic, Tavernier appears to have accepted his evolving role under Danny Rowe, where he is no longer an automatic starter, but remains a trusted and influential figure within the squad. The 1-0 win in Paisley was far from a spectacle, lacking fluency and cutting edge for large spells, but it was a professional job completed, and Tavernier's contribution was central to that. Reliable in possession, positionally disciplined, and vocal in organisation, he delivered the kind of performance that underlines why he has remained such a constant presence over more than a decade at Ibrox. Even amid periods of criticism throughout his career, his consistency and durability have set him apart. This latest outing marked his 559th appearance for the club, an extraordinary milestone that places him firmly among Rangers' most enduring servants. During Sky Sports coverage, commentator Ian Crocker highlighted the figure, prompting a stunned reaction from co-commentator Scott Arfield. 559, some stat. Crocker's succinct reply, extraordinary, perfectly captured the magnitude of Tavernier's achievement. In an era where player turnover is high and long-term loyalty is increasingly rare, such longevity speaks volumes about both his professionalism and importance to the club. While it is clear that Tavernier's role is shifting, his influence has not diminished entirely.
role navigating a transitional period will undoubtedly value having a player of his experience to call upon, particularly in matches that demand composure rather than flair. Games like the one against St. Mirren, where control and discipline are paramount, still suit Tavernier's strengths. Looking ahead, uncertainty clouds his future. With his contract set to expire in the summer, Tavernier himself has admitted that he is unsure what comes next. Rangers, for their part, have remained notably quiet on the situation. The decision may ultimately rest with the player, who must weigh up whether to continue playing, seek a new challenge, or begin preparing for the next chapter of his career. That next step could well lie in coaching. Tavernier's leadership qualities, understanding of the game, and experience at a high level suggest he would have much to offer in a developmental or mentoring role. For Rangers, retaining that knowledge within the club structure could prove invaluable, particularly during a period where identity and continuity are key. For now, though, the focus remains on the present. Performances like Sunday's reinforce the idea that Tavernier still has something to contribute on the pitch, even if his minutes are managed more carefully. His situation encapsulates a broader transition, both personal and collective, as Rangers look to evolve under new leadership while still leaning on the pillars that have carried them this far. As Tavernier acknowledged himself, everything remains undecided. But with the season approaching its conclusion, clarity will soon be required. Whether he stays or departs, his legacy is already secure. And moments like this serve as a fitting reminder of the standards he has set over an exceptional Rangers career. Ultimately, the coming weeks will define not only the final chapter of James Tavernier's Rangers career, but also how he is utilised in the here and now. His display against St. Mirren reinforced that, even as his role evolves, he remains capable of contributing when called upon, particularly in matches that demand experience, structure, and composure. For Danny Rowe, the challenge is balancing progression with pragmatism. While the squad continues to develop and younger options are given opportunities, there is clear value in retaining players who understand the demands of representing Rangers. Tavernier fits that mold perfectly, and whether as a starter, a squad option, or even a mentor behind the scenes, his presence still carries weight. The uncertainty surrounding his contract only adds intrigue to the situation. A decision will soon be unavoidable, and it is one that must reflect both the club's long-term direction and the player's own ambitions. Whether he extends his stay, transitions into a different role, or moves on entirely, Tavernier's contribution across more than a decade has already cemented his place in Rangers history. For now, though, he continues to write that story, one appearance at a time. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.